It might not be the Google phone most of us are looking forward to in 2021, but the Pixel 5a wasn't made to speed up your heart rate. It was made to slow down your burn rate. It's cheaper, is what I'm saying, and it packs a couple cameras that make it feel more expensive than it is.
Okay, so this is a first impressions hands-on video, not a full review, for two reasons. First, I've just been too busy covering the foldables that also launched recently. But second, there's just not a lot of new stuff here.
The Pixel 5a is a conservative evolution over its predecessor, last October's Pixel 4a with 5G. The display is just a smidge larger and a casing just a hair thicker that masses about 15 grams more. In exchange for the added bulk, you get the IP67 dust and water resistance rating the previous model lacked, and a battery 21% larger. That allowed me to share a 5G hotspot between two laptops for about 3 hours and come out the other side still packing 62% for the rest of the evening. That's low-band 5G only, since the Pixel 5a lacks the millimeter wave 5G of its predecessor, but honestly, if you've watched my channel long enough, you already know what I'm gonna say. For most people, this won't matter. What does matter to a lot of folks, particularly Pixel buyers, is photo performance. By the numbers, the 5a packs the same 3 cameras as the higher-end Pixel 5, an 8-megapixel selfie shooter and a hole punch up front, and the dual camera combo of a 12-megapixel primary and 16-megapixel ultra-wide on the back. And while testing them might seem a bit academic thanks to this similarity, I was going to Governor's Island anyway to test the cameras on the new Samsung foldables alongside my friend David Kogan. It's the best kind of mini-review road trip, the kind that takes 2 boats. So join me for a quick look at this offshore oddity just a half mile from Manhattan's southern tip through the lenses of the Google Pixel 5a.
One boat. Boat 2. So who we waiting for?
It's good for you.
Subtle sensation of weightlessness, the knowledge of nearby vegetation, and the soothing drum of a supersonic carbon fiber rotor bringing rich people around a nearby island. Happy Monday.
So yeah, if you're familiar with Pixels, you won't find many surprises here. There are the same core strengths we've seen on Google's phones for years. Still photos with excellent dynamic range, video stabilization that gets uncannily close to gimbal levels at points, and low-light performance that's among the best available. All of it delivered by camera software quick enough to let you fire, forget, and later feel good about. The downsides are few, but also familiar. A little more noise in the images than some of the competition, the lack of a larger main sensor for more natural depth of field, and the lack of newer features, like a proper telephoto zoom. Outside the camera, you'll find compromises too. The 60Hz display is slower in terms of refresh rate than on higher-end phones. The phone runs a little hotter than I'm used to, though maybe that's thanks to all the hotspotting. And its bio-resin casing only comes in one color. That reinforces the dull predictability of a design we've seen an awful lot of.
Now, as I say, this is not a full review, so I won't give a proper buy, don't buy recommendation. I frankly just haven't used the phone enough for that. But assuming it does all the things Google says it'll do and does them well, and given the recent history of the Pixel line at least, there's no reason to assume it won't, I think the phone's price kind of makes the case for it.
No, not this kind of case. though its neon accents do a fine job of fancying up an otherwise forgettable slab. I mean the case for clams. The fact that at $449, it's hard to tally up any list of letdowns that would make this a phone I wouldn't recommend to mid-range buyers. Sure, overseas entrants have it beat on price, features, design, what have you, but this is a Pixel, with most of the extended software support and handy little features that brand name entails. My colleague Ara Wagner points out some Samsung and OnePlus alternatives in her excellent review at Android Central, which I recommend taking a look at. But with the first real shakeup in the Google smartphone lineup in years coming, in the form of the Pixel 6, the future feels uncertain. Who knows what a possible 6A will bring and at what cost? Who knows if the A line will continue at all? Until we get those answers, and again, barring any major screw-ups, the 5A will probably take top spot in my list of recommendations for American Android buyers who want a great camera and a solid smartphone at an affordable price. For a more definitive, proper review, I'm happy to link some of my friends' coverage below. This video was produced following 3 days with the Pixel 5a review sample provided by Google, but Mr. Mobile does not produce paid reviews. Google had no editorial input or early preview of this content, and it offered no compensation in exchange for its production. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends.